Hello, today we are going to be making a small city car to rival the original Mini Cooper. Starting off, we will be going with a fiberglass body panel material with a steel monocoque chassis and a front transverse engine placement on a McPherson strut front suspension and torsion beam rear suspension. As for the engine, we are going to go with a little 4-cylinder made out of cast iron. Only going to be going overhead cam, going to be going 3-valve with an aluminium head, and we're going to be shrinking it down to just about a 1.2 litre. We are going to be giving it 2 single-barrel eco carbs with a standard low intake manifold and just on regular leaded fuel. We are going to be going with cast low headers and a singular reverse flow muffler, and we'll rev it to about 5,700 RPM. After a small bit of tuning, we are making 56 horsepower. It is front-wheel drive with a manual 4-speed gearbox and an open differential. We are going to be giving it cross-ply tyres that are hard long life, drum brakes all around, no under tray, and a standard interior with a standard AM radio. Manual rack and pinion steering with standard 60s safety, standard springs, twin tube, and passive sway bars. Actually, let's change that to gas monotube. And with a little bit of tuning, it gets an average of 8.4 litres per 100 kilometers. And with that done, let's get on to the time-lapse. Starting off, as you would know, if you have watched my previous time-lapses, including my most recent one, we're doing the body molding. Just getting into the right shape that I like, which, sort of Mini Cooper-esque, but so we're kind of making a rip-off Mini Cooper, but whatever. On to the headlights. This was a bit tricky. I did end up going with this circular under half with the top being flat. Then I added this grille, which is up a bit higher than what the Mini Cooper would have, and I do think it turned out well. It's a bit of a Mini Cooper made on Wish, but whatever. Adding in a circular indicator, and then I spent quite a bit of time messing around with materials and ended up painting the car itself. And so whilst this is happening, I'm just going to explain. Audio might be crackly. I don't know if it's just DaVinci Resolve being DaVinci Resolve and being all laggy whilst it's previewing me this time-lapse. Anyway, so with the front bumper, it might look like it is just glued to the front, like it's very just stuck on there. But in real life, my thought is that it'd be attached to the 4 bits that I've then stuck under it, and then there'll be a little gap between the car itself and the chrome bumper bit. With the door handles, it's the same sort of case. It might look like it is attached at both sides, but it is just basically like a regular door handle you'd have in your house, where you just twist it and will open the car. With the fuel fill cap, it was a bit tricky because I like how deep it was going when I was adding it to this corner here, so I just end up giving up and putting it on the side like I am here. The boot, I wanted it to be a hatch. It's a hatchback, so of course you got to have it a hatch, but the original Mini Cooper was a different sort of hatchback than what you think of a hatchback is now. It was literally a hatch. And what I'm doing here with the seam lines is making something that looks like a hatch, but obviously actually isn't. And then so further up ahead here, you'll see that I add in some hinges at the top, despite not needing to. It's just nice decoration that I like to add to make it a bit more realistic. With the bumper, different case to the front bumper, where this one is actually being glued to the front. And then I spent quite a while looking for said hinges, because I'm a blind bugger apparently. And yeah, so you can see there, the black bit of the roof at the back there, you can see there's a seam line. Pretend that doesn't exist, please. An eternity later, and I found the door hinges that I wanted, and then it is on to the tail lights, which taken another eternity to actually find what I want. After finding the tail lights I actually wanted, it was then on to the license plate. First things first, with the license plate, I was trying to find something that I could attach to the back end of the car, which I could then attach the plate to. Then I remembered RB plate has the exact thing I was looking for, so brilliant. Then for the front, just bumper attach right to the front, and then onto the mirrors, which first I went for this little round one, but it wasn't far out enough so you can actually see it if you were in the car. And then I found this other round one, which was, wow, just perfect. Adding the exhaust, because I had forgotten to do that. Then just a couple more little details, such as the antenna and the wipers. And that's all for the time-lapse, so thank you for watching it all, and I'll see you in the rest of the video. And here we are in beamng.drive with the Mark 1 Wheatley Lumina. Yes, you heard that right, Mark 1. We're going to be doing a full lineage of this car, starting off in 1962, as we have, going all the way up to about 2016. Hoping to maybe have 5 generations of this car, 6 depending on how I feel, and yeah. We're at the car jump arena because I felt like it. I felt like doing it first. Bit of a slow boy this, but I love it for that. Let's see how far we can go. Oh yeah, it's only a 4-speed, forgot about that. Let's put the clutch in so that we can actually go faster. I'm gonna say probably 225. Make that 170. Oh, was that a weird bug with the license plate? Don't know, can't even see anymore. It's handled it pretty well, considering it's fiberglass, and yeah, that's just the license plate being more stretchy. Yeah, crash is pretty good apparently. Let's get a good look at it. Very crumply. Let's go on to the time trial. As for the time trial we are doing the through the center time trial on the Italy map. Let's get underway. This is also going to tell us some things about our fuel economy, which is nice. Odd thing is, this thing has a 45 litre fuel tank, which the original Mini Cooper only had a 25 litre fuel tank, which is, you know, quite a bit of a difference there. Yeah, so this thing is about 20 centimeters, 200 mil longer than the old Mini Cooper. Should have just as good, if not, ouch, better fuel economy. It's got a lot of boot space, considering that it is a longer design, as well as, you know, longer wheelbase. It's just a very chunky boy, but, you know, I like it. Handling so far, pretty good. Would not recommend braking and turning at the same time. At least not in a race situation. On the road should be fine. Oh goodness. The brakes, they're not very prone to locking, which is very useful in just any car really. Like you can really put your foot on the brake and it will just deal with it, which is useful. That is if you're not being a numpty. Which of course I am, always being a numpty. You know, it's just the way you do things. Bit of understeer as you saw there, but that's to be expected from a front-wheel drive car. Is that birds? I swear I just heard some seagulls. Was that a lap? No. Surely we're coming up on a lap though. Oh no, that was a lap. No, it wasn't. I'm going mad. Yeah, here we are. Lap 1 complete. Currently getting 15 miles per gallon, which is pretty good. Ooh, if you have front suspension damage, under braking, it will grip up the front, causing you to then steer into oblivion because you're, oh goodness. Yeah, so I'm already holding the wheel to the right a bit, and then to counteract the damage, and then under braking it will just make it turn right. Goodness. Oh, engines. Oh, it's not stalled. We're good. Down the stairs we go. If it can even make it. Goodness, this thing's just being abused. Someone call Child Protective Services or something, because this baby being... It's been through some things, let's just say that. Ah! Lots of wheel spin. Like, this thing's quite nippy. More than I was expecting it to be when I saw just how heavy the revving is. Likes to spin too, which is nice. Well, nice if it's controllable, which it does appear to be. Ooh, a bit too much curb there. Have we we've broken an axle, haven't we? No, we just have no grip. Bugger. Okay. I'll be back in a moment then, and I'll talk to you once I have completed the time trial. And here we are back on lap 2, this time without any damage. That is neutral. Oops. Yeah, so turns out cars handle a lot better when you don't drive them like a yobbo. Which, you know, who could have guessed that? After this, I think our plan should be to take it around Silverstone. Because, why not? If this thing's going to be a true Mini Cooper competitor, it's got to be able to do well in the Goodwood Revival. Or a similar series like that, so... It's got to handle well around the best known British racetrack. This time I'm not going to turn left like an idiot when we get up to the part where I keep turning left like an idiot, which is here. You turn right here, which, you know, apparently I'm incapable of just... Apparently I'm incapable of understanding. Maybe I'm part American. Who knows? Now I shall prepare to be shouted at by Americans in the comments. Alright, coming up to the line. Sub 2 minute? Are we going to get a sub 2 minute? Yes, we are. 1 minute 53. I think that's good. I don't know. I'll have to check what I did last time. But yeah, let's head over to Silverstone if I can find a map for it. Oh, they didn't have Silverstone, which honestly is surprising. So here we are at Brands Hatch. Let's see what it can do around a lap. And to be honest, Brands Hatch, it does seem like a more fitting circuit for this little car. It's a bit oversteery, goodness. Like, I was a bit scared to go into that corner. They're a Palmer Sport. Goodness, this thing's good under braking. I was expecting a lock up there, and surprise, surprise, there wasn't one. Coming down into turn 3? Doing quite good. Obviously this would be a lot better if there were other cars around the track, but I'm not actually sure if this... Keep your foot in. Not sure if this track has AI set up properly, so yeah, I can't be bothered to do it the manual way, so it's just a pure qualifying hot lap. So far, 1 minute, which is not bad. Get it slowed in through here. This thing's a machine. And slow down for this corner. It's I mean, it's not very fast, so of course it's gonna take a lot of these corners flat out, but it's only got 135mm wide tyres, so that's what's impressing me, to be honest, is just how narrow this thing's tyres are and how well it's doing. Maybe the mod maker put on the extra grippy tarmac, so who knows. Sorry, had to cough there. That's why I'm bouncing off the rev limiter. Yeah, very quiet car. So, I mean, it's because I put on a reverse flow muffler, so... Oh well. So we're coming up to the line now. About a 2:20. Ooh, exactly a 2:20. Let's go. Pretty good, I'm happy with that. Handles quite well. Put the parking brake on. And yeah, I think that's it for the video. I can't think of anything else to do. Could do a drag strip, but I mean, it's a bit superfluous to do such a thing anyway, because like it's a Mini Cooper competitor. Like, what are you gonna do? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Subscribe would be good, thanks. Nice, yes, English. Yeah. Discord in the description. If you have a video suggestion, please leave it in there. Ideas are hard. Anyway, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and good night.